Between two continents, a city rose in quiet harmony with the horizon.
And within that city stood a palace shaped by centuries of vision. Its walls were not designed to overwhelm the skyline. They were built to define a world within. Beyond this threshold, space became a language of authority. The first courtyard welcomed visitors with openness and quiet restraint. Even in openness, there was careful order. The gate of salutation marked the passage into deeper authority. But its towers stood not as fortresses, but as symbols of structure. Beyond this point, ceremony met administration. This courtyard formed the operational heart of the empire. Nature softened the strength of stone. Here stood the chamber, where governance took form. Within these walls, deliberation replaced display. Geometry reflected a deeper philosophy of balance. Above the council rose a quiet symbol of oversight. Height suggested perspective beyond the immediate.
Deeper inside, the palace became more intimate.
Here, diplomacy unfolded with quiet precision. Grandeur here was never excessive. It was measured. Nearby stood the treasury, guardian of material brilliance.
Precision was a language understood across generations.
Light revealed the patience behind every detail. Beyond ceremony, daily life moved with remarkable scale. Rows of domes marked a rhythm of preparation and order. Here, sustenance supported the structure of empire. Even service was shaped by thoughtful design. Corridors guided movement with quiet clarity. Deeper inside lay a world defined by privacy and structure. The Imperial Harem was a space shaped by structure and discretion. Walls of blue ceramic reflected both artistry and order. Light entered carefully, tracing geometry across stone. Even within enclosure, openness found its place. Domes softened the boundaries of enclosed space.
Ceilings carried patterns that echoed refined tradition.
Passageways shaped both movement and privacy. Water introduced stillness into enclosed walls.
Privacy here was structured through architecture, not secrecy.
Within certain chambers, space invited quiet reflection. Ornamentation here carried spiritual depth and artistry. Script flowed like a visual echo of devotion. Beyond the walls, the sea connected distant horizons. From these pavilions, perspective widened beyond the palace grounds.
Gardens echoed the geometry found within walls.
Water introduced movement into still architecture.
The horizon reminded the palace of its place within a wider world.
Stone and sky shared a quiet dialogue. As the day softened, the palace revealed another mood. Pathways that once carried footsteps now held only light. Through every opening, the horizon remained constant. Evening light softened the geometry of power.
Even in fading light, structure held its form.
Gardens entered a quiet conversation with the evening air. Luscious. Shadows lengthened where voices once gathered. Stone carried warmth long after the sun began to fall. Twilight brought a different stillness to the walls. But as daylight withdrew, the palace remained steady and silent. Evening settled gently over stone and garden. Archways stood where movement once flowed. Rooms held echoes without sound. Under the night sky, structure remained unshaken. Form endured long after the day had faded. Water mirrored the quiet above. Even shadows respected the geometry of space. The palace rested, yet its presence endured. Stone recorded centuries without a single word. Before the first light, silence felt complete. With the first light, the palace returned to quiet visibility.
Morning restored depth to shadow and line.
Patterns emerged again, vivid and deliberate.
Architecture caught the light, as if it remembered its purpose.
Gardens stirred gently beneath the returning sun.
Beyond the walls, the sea carried timeless movement. Passageways regained clarity with every rising ray. Domes met the sky in quiet symmetry. Layer upon layer, space unfolded with intention. What once shaped an era now shapes remembrance. Centuries passed, yet the stone continued to endure. Repetition created rhythm within stillness. Above, curved ceilings gathered light like memory. From here, perspective extended beyond stone and garden. Light and shadow continued their quiet dialogue. The sky remained unchanged above shifting eras. Roof lines formed a horizon of their own. At midday, clarity revealed the precision of every line. Symmetry spoke of deliberate intention. Every threshold marked a transition of space and meaning. Curves softened strength into elegance. Beyond the palace, water continued its endless motion. Within these walls, structure outlived circumstance. Nature gently embraced what history preserved. Light marked the passage of each passing hour. Architecture met the horizon without competing with it. Stone held memory without the need for words. As the sun began its descent, warmth returned to the stone. Golden light traced every carved surface. The pavilion stood unchanged, yet never untouched by time. Light shifted, and the mood of the palace shifted with it. Beyond the walls, the horizon remained patient.
Shadow and light shaped a quiet equilibrium.
The courtyard no longer carried footsteps, only echoes of form. Even the smallest pattern reflected enduring care. Roof lines caught the final warmth of day. In amber light, the palace seemed timeless. Evening returned the palace to stillness once more.
Stone met sky in quiet endurance.
As light withdrew, structure remained unwavering. Beyond the palace, time flowed without interruption. Forms once filled with presence now stood as memory. Silence settled gently across the open space. Even shadow honored the patterns of design. Night returned, as it always had.
Stone carried the memory of countless dawns and dusks.
The palace rested, but its story endured. Before dawn, the palace waited in quiet silhouette. A thin line of light returned to the edge of the world.
The first rays found the curves of stone.
Space awakened without sound.
The sea mirrored the return of light. Structures regained their clarity with the day. Patterns remained precise across centuries.
Perspective widened beyond walls and gardens.
Layer upon layer, intention shaped space. Light revealed what time had preserved. Time leaves its mark quietly, without announcement.
Rooms that shaped eras now hold only light.
Beyond every wall, the world continues forward. Domes remain where voices once gathered. Patterns persist long after moments pass.
The courtyard remains unchanged by memory. Space was never accidental. It was composed. In full light, endurance becomes visible. The palace watches the sea as it has for centuries. The cycle of light continues, indifferent to eras. Structure stands where movement once defined purpose. Perspective remains, even when power recedes. Nature continues its quiet rhythm beside stone. The horizon remembers no boundaries of empire. Shadows stretch where authority once gathered.
Warm light reveals endurance more than grandeur.
Silence now fills the space once defined by ceremony.
The sun lowers, as it has across centuries. Light fades, but form remains. Twilight returns, as it always does. Forms remain steady as daylight withdraws. Structure stands where ceremony once lived. Silence deepens without emptiness.
Water mirrors what stone remembers.
Beyond the walls, the world continues its motion.
Even in darkness, its outline remains unmistakable. Stone carries the quiet memory of centuries. Empires shift. Structure remains. And once again, light prepares to return. Light returns, as it has for generations.
Curves of stone greet the morning sky.
Space renews itself without changing its form. Design remains exact, untouched by time.
What once hosted ceremony now hosts silence.
Beyond the walls, the world continues forward. Height remains long after authority dissolves. Endurance is written in texture and form. The palace stands as a composition of memory. Layer upon layer, time leaves its imprint. The palace stands, unchanged in its quiet dignity. Light moves across stone, as it always has. Walls define space, but not the horizon. Design remains exact, even as eras pass. What once hosted ceremony now hosts silence.
Stone meets sky without striving.
Passageways remain long after footsteps fade. Rooflines form a horizon of memory. Space endures beyond the moments it once contained. Time moves forward. The palace remains. Light continues its journey across these walls. Form defines space, even without movement.
Clarity reveals the intention behind every line.
Structure meets sky without striving for dominance. Endurance is written not in noise, but in presence.
Beyond these walls, the world continues without pause. Layer upon layer, memory becomes structure. Space remains, even when stories fade.
Height remains long after authority dissolves. The palace stands as a testament to vision and time. Silence does not erase significance. Boundaries of stone never confined the horizon. Design persists where voices no longer speak. What was once the center of power is now a center of memory. Empires move forward. The sea keeps flowing. Stone remembers without resistance.
Walls may stand. Empires may fade. Memory remains.
If this journey through history moved you, subscribe to Histouris. Let history continue to live through you.